The first time the dragon screamed, every light in Dock Sector 9 shattered at once. Not flickered, not dimmed, shattered, as if the sound itself had claws. I dropped my wrench, hands flying to my ears, and watched 100 years of cheap glass rain down around me like frozen stars. The scream echoed through vacuum-sealed corridors, through alloy and bone, through something deeper than sound. That's when I realized the dragon wasn't attacking. It was crying, and none of us were prepared for what that meant. My name is Kale Rice. I fix things no one else wants to touch. Dead ships, outlaw tech, broken machines with bad histories. Dock 9 sat on the far rim of human space, a rusted orbital station circling a red dwarf no one bothered naming. If you ended up here, it was because you were forgotten or hiding. So when station security dragged in a chain creature the size of a freight hauler, wings folded like torn sails, scales scorched and cracked, I knew two things immediately. First, it was ancient, older than most civilizations. Second, its eyes were burned white, completely blind. And the third thing came later, much later. They called it a dragon, because humans always name what they fear after myths. But this wasn't fantasy. Its scales were layered with crystalline circuitry, its chest pulsed with bioluminescent veins, and its skull was crowned with neural spines. Organic antennae tuned to something far beyond our tech. An alien bioengineered sentient, a living weapon, or so Command claimed. They said it had drifted into human space during a border skirmish, damaged and neutralized. My job was simple. Stabilize its containment harness, and keep it alive until a transport arrived. No one asked if it wanted to live, but that was only the beginning. The dragon didn't thrash, didn't roar again. It lay curled in the repair bay, massive body trembling with each breath, wings twitching like they still remember flight. Every time a tech got too close, the creature flinched, not in anger, but fear. That stuck with me. Machines don't flinch. Weapons don't whimper in their sleep. And when I approached, something impossible happened. The dragon turned its head directly toward me. Blind eyes, locked on my position. What I saw next changed everything. A voice, not sound, not language, pressed into my mind. Not words, feelings, pain, darkness, loss, and underneath it all, a single, desperate question. Why can't I see the stars anymore? I staggered back, heart hammering. Telepathy wasn't unheard of among high-tier alien species. But this was raw, unfiltered, like touching an exposed nerve. I should have reported it. Instead, I did what mechanics do. I tried to fix it. The visor wasn't in any blueprint. I scavenged it together from scrap, old neural HUDs, medical nanofibers, a cracked psionic amplifier outlawed after the Vega riots. I told myself I was restoring sensory input, that I was repairing damage. But deep down, I knew I was crossing a line. As I lowered the visor over the dragon's ruined eyes, my hands shook. If Command found out, I'd disappear into a black site. If it worked, I didn't know what would happen. The dragon inhaled sharply. Then the bay lights dimmed. Color exploded across the room. The dragon's body lit up from within. Scales refracting spectra no human eye could name. Its wings unfurled halfway, scraping the ceiling, and a sound rolled out of it. Not a scream this time, but awe. Stars. The voice whispered into my mind. I remember them. I collapsed to my knees, laughing and crying at the same time. I'd done it. I'd given sight back to a god. But that victory lasted exactly 3 days. On the 4th day, the station alarms began to howl. For massive silhouettes slid out of hyperspace beyond Dock 9's viewport. Sleek, obsidian warships marked with sigils I'd only seen in forbidden archives. The Drakari Sovereign Fleet. 4 space cruisers. Here for one thing. The dragon. And suddenly, the truth slammed into me like decompression. The dragon wasn't a weapon. It was a queen, or something close to it, a living nexus, last of her kind, whose species had been hunted to near extinction because they didn't conquer worlds. They healed them. The visor hadn't just restored her sight. It had reactivated her signal. And now the galaxy knew she was alive. Wait, this is not what I expected. Station command panicked. Evacuation orders screamed through corridors. Security teams armed plasma cannons they knew wouldn't matter. The dragon, Asha, she told me her name meant enduring light, lifted her head slowly, visor glowing. They will destroy this place to reach me, she said. You should run. I thought of Doc 9, of the people hiding here, of myself always fixing, never choosing. I'm not leaving, I said, and for the first time, an alien god looked at me with something like respect. The first cruiser fired a warning shot. The station shuddered. Hull plates buckled. Atmosphere screamed into space. Asha reared up, wings fully spread now, energy crackling along her spines. I can shield them, she said, but it will kill me. The moral weight crushed my chest. Save the station, lose her forever, or let thousands die to preserve a miracle. None of us were prepared for the choice. I remembered the visor, not just what it gave her, but what it could take. Let me link to you, I said. Fully. Asha hesitated. No human has ever survived that. I fix broken things, I whispered, including myself. She lowered her head, and the universe cracked open, pain beyond pain, memory beyond memory. I saw her past, Drakari cities burning, her children falling from the sky, entire star systems sterilized by those very cruisers outside. I felt her grief, ancient and endless, but I also felt something else. Hope. Together, we rewired the visor, amplifying not her power, but ours. When the cruisers fired again, they didn't hit a shield. They hit a choice. The energy wave rewrote probability itself. Weapon systems failed. Targeting arrays saw ghosts. Crews dropped to their knees as visions of what they destroyed flooded their minds. The cruisers didn't explode. They withdrew, silently, terrified. The station went quiet. Asha collapsed, breathing shallow. So, did I? I woke in the med bay, every nerve screaming. Doc 9 still orbited its lonely star. The dragon was gone. In her place, a single scale rested on my chest, warm, faintly glowing. You showed us humanity. Her voice echoed one last time. Guard it. Outside the viewport, stars stretched into motion. The final line of my old life faded behind me, and for the first time I realized, sometimes, fixing what's broken changes the entire universe.